Welcome to TradeTheMBI.com. This is John's report is for the 25th of April, and you can see that since we started this decline with the MBI Magenta moving lower, we've pretty much stalled, and that was mostly because of the rising gold. It's in a position now where it's starting to level off and potentially could start to get a little softer as short interest increase here on the MBI with the weight now over 10. So for the first time in a while, we've actually got significant enough short interest there that could actually break uh, the support levels. So we can definitely keep an eye on that, and the fact that orange on the DOC tipping up along with short activity in the cyan, none of those are positive. And from an NQ standpoint, you can see we're already at that level and about to have that crossover here. 1119 for the MBI weight, over 1102 for the magenta. If that holds up, that would be significant from a sell signal. And so the NASDAQ leading the way as far as to the downside at this particular stage, having touched that previous top. And of course, your technical guys will be looking at that saying double top situation. Um, it's been softer from an MBI readings here, even from the shakeout. When we look at that histogram, it's gotten very soft and now moving into the negative territory. So in this case, the NASDAQ is leading in that case. Flight to treasuries coming back in on a little bit of the softness. That's a strong buy signal there for it. And so the expectation is that rates will get softer. Bond market has been betting on that for a while. It hasn't taken place. So at some point, someone's going to be wrong. And this particular point, I'll still stick with the Fed on this case. From an oil standpoint, still in that upper 70, just shy of that 80 range. Still expensive, but still has to come back and completely fill in that space. It was pretty close a couple days ago when we came down to the 61% filling in that gap that had previously sat there. But um, you've got magenta over yellow, just in a declining state, so most likely still going to just hold in its range for the time being. And of course, gold still staying at its upper levels, as we continue to see more and more countries move out of the dollar into other trade arrangements. I think that that's going to continue to support both crypto, foreign currencies. You can see the euro breaking above 110. All across the board, I think that's just going to represent some dollar weakness, and we don't see anything changing. We got debt ceiling stuff still on the horizon, so could be some interesting summers. The old saying is sell in May and go away, and that may definitely be uh, what some people start doing and may continue. From a Bitcoin standpoint, leveling off here after filling all those positive extremes, going all the way back to this earlier breakout. We still have a couple that would be the initial breakout, all the way down at that 25 range. Let's see if it gets there. I think that there's still plenty of reasons to support in there. And um, when you get short-term market weakness, usually you get a sell-off in those as it covers positions elsewhere. But it's had a healthy gain, and I think this is normal retracement. And I think that's actually better from a crypto space. And of course, still working on getting the TS intraday charts to pop back up, even though the daily get it back up, and then for whatever reason, TradeStation cuts out and start over again. But hopefully, a few more minutes, it should pop back up. Maybe cross my fingers on that one. And it was working fine just a little while ago. I know other people are having issues as well. So that's the long and the short of it for now. But definitely watching that weakness build, and it's at a point too that what I start to look for is any kind of turnaround in the readings, because with this kind of reset still in positive for the S&P, it wouldn't take much to turn things around from a histogram standpoint and get a new turnaround buy configuration. So I always pay attention to that, but at this particular stage, that's not the case. So you go with what is until it's not. straightforward. As always, though, trade well. We'll talk again later.